name is Aryeh Samberg, and I'm the cantor at the Anshe Sfard Bethel MF congregation. And Rabbi Wendy has asked me to talk about one of the 48 ways in which the Torah is acquired, and that is Eina Machzik Tova La'atzmo. One should not take credit for himself, to herself, for any of one's achievements, but specifically with regard to studying Torah. One could work hard, learning, studying, knowing Torah, but Rav Yaakov Emden writes in his commentary Lechem Shamayim on Pirkei Avos, he says that after all, we were taught all of Torah already in utero, and on the way out we were zapped in the upper lip by the Malach and to cause us to forget it, and then we spend our lives trying to remember it, and without the help of Hashem, we would not remember it. So therefore, we should not take credit for our achievements and knowledge in Torah. We had a lot of help. We have help from the people around us, and we have help from Hashem, and it's very much in line with what Barack Obama and Elizabeth Warren famously said, that you didn't build that. You had a lot of help. And when it comes to Torah, we have a lot of help. And that's many of the Mefarshim, many of the commentaries frame it in that way. However, I thought we can illustrate this with from a different angle, from the following story that I saw in a publication from TorahAnytime.com. And it's told over by someone named Dr. Jack Cohen, who tells the story of Bubby Shifra, who was spending Pesach one year, not this year of course, with her children and grandchildren, and the children were busy playing, but there was one granddaughter who seemed to take the games very seriously and took it very hard when she lost a game. So Bubby Shifra gathered all the children around, and she said, let me tell you about when I was a child in Poland a long time ago. We grew up in Poland, and we were pretty well off, and we lived in a big house, and we had a Polish maid named Anna. And one day, the Nazis, Yamach Shemam, invaded Poland and took away my father's factory. Then one day, the Nazis came storming into our house and took my father away, and I never saw him again. But before they took him, he whispered something to my mother. A few days later, the Nazis came back and they ordered all the Jews into the town square. My mother and I managed to escape, and we ran to our Polish maid's house. My mother begged her to hide us and offered to pay her a lot of money. Anna agreed, but only on the condition that if the Nazis ever came looking for us, that we would have to jump out of the 5th floor window onto the 2nd floor porch below. Now, Anna had a daughter named Julia, who was the same age as me. We were both 8 years old, and we would play together. We would play the game of chess a lot, and I was an excellent chess player. I was even my school's champion, and I would win every game. One day, my mother said to me that I must let Julia win sometimes, and I must never let her know that I was letting her win. I did not like that idea at all, but whenever I did let her win, she was so happy. Her mother, Anna, even seemed less resentful that we were there and putting their lives at risk. Several months later, that fateful day came, and we heard the Nazi trucks pulling up. And then we heard their footsteps as they were running up the stairs. Anna reminded us of our deal, that we'd have to jump out of the window. We grabbed our things and we went to the window, when Julia blocked the way and wouldn't move and would not let us jump. She started screaming in protest. Anna could not pull her away and couldn't quiet her down. Finally, Julia said that we should hide on the roof in the hiding place that she and I had built, like a little clubhouse that we had built on the roof. So we climbed up the ladder to the roof, we pulled the ladder up, and we stayed quiet there for several hours, as my mother said to Hillel. Finally, we heard Julia singing, That same song she would sing when I'd let her win in chess. So we came down, and the Nazis were gone, and they never came back. After the war, my mother and I moved to Israel. After the fall of communism, we were contacted by Anna and Julia, and we had them honored at Yad Vashem as righteous Gentiles. Perhaps not always taking credit and letting someone else get the credit can be a lifesaver. Thank you to Rav Wendy and the Kol Tora Mitzion